Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs at Pokeyokes. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I'll take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think of a thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or dead since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Namaste. Namastizzle. Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. Greetings. Shalom. What's up? How are y'all doing today? Hopefully, y'all had a great weekend. Today is Tuesday, day of Mars. The color is actually supposed to be blood red, as that's the color of Mars, the red planet, the war of aggression, sexual lust, and war. However, I said that all this week I will be wearing my Eagles gear. What's up? Peace, brother Michael Surratt. Am I saying that right? Hopefully I'm saying that right. What's up? Peace and love, Diana Nichols. And of course, namaste to the missus. Yeah, I am actually going to be wearing Eagles gear all week. Somebody asked me too they asked me why I participated in the shenanigans. As far as it's not I'm participating. I grew up watching football. I love still the sport. I played it when I was younger. I played it in the military. It's something I still enjoy. I know that it's rigged. I know it's a script. You know what I mean? And I know that probably the Eagles will not win. They can't. I don't think I'll be shocked if the Eagles win, to be quite honest, because they can't have that. They want Patrick, or should I say, Patricia Mahomes to three-peat. Plus, you got Taylor Swift there and everything. So I think he serves their agenda, and it is what it is. Still, I can still enjoy the sport, though. I can still go along right. I know what it is, though. What's up? Peace and blessings, Legacy Sigma. What's going on? How are you as far as your practices are concerned? I know you said the last time we spoke, I think that was you. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you said that you did the mala bead, right? That was you, right? Barkley ran for 118. I needed 140. Damn. And it was a blowout of epic proportions. I thought it was going to be a closer game than that, because if you watch football, you see how Jaden Daniels, the rookie, was playing this year. You know what I mean? But it didn't happen that way. Peace, Faith. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a minute. Excuse me. So saying all that to say that, all of it's a show. Everything you see in the news is a show. Knowing though that it's a show and choosing to just willfully ignore it is two different things, though. You know what I mean? It really is. So what can you do? I'm seeing people complain since last week about the person who's in office now. All of it's a show, man. What can you do? If you're not practicing magic and getting yourself to a higher state of being, then what are you complaining about? Do any of y'all actually mess with Candace Owens? Just staying consistent ancestral work and Jade Jade Emperor along with Mantra Word. Okay. That's so you going with the Taoist shit. Okay. That's what's up. That is truly what's up. Damn. He doing the Jade Emperor stuff, you know. Are you also actually burning hell notes while you're doing that? That's one of the practices I actually still like to do, burn hell notes. You know, nobody, nobody messes with Candace Owens. Leasons from class. Leasons. Oh yes, sir. Okay, okay, okay. What does this mean right here? Leasons from class. Is that supposed to be lessons? Is that what that's supposed to be? Lessons. Okay. All right, you got it. All right. Um, did any of y'all actually I know it's only a few people here, but did any of the people here who saw the last few lives actually get into the vampirism? Did any of y'all do that? Oh, there's another clip that I want to show, but first I want to show a. Like I said, vampirism is a very powerful magical path to follow if you actually get into it. You know, if you understand it. You know, if you don't follow along with like the Hollywood versions, it's a path that is actually powerful. You know what I mean? You still got these certain books that like I was showing y'all, certain books that I showed y'all last time. Like but this is one I didn't show y'all. It's called Vampire Sanguine Nomicon, the lexicon of the living vampire. You know, and there's a forward by Constantinosis. I always fuck up his name. I ain't gonna say it, but anyway, um, vampire fads come and go, emerging each decade in some new form. But for those for whom the vampire mystique is a calling, the choices inspired become a life path. Vampire Sanguine Nomicon offers a compelling and elegant presentation of the history, rituals, and customs of a specific spiritual movement. It has the quality of permanence and it will likely make an enduring contribution to sanguinary lore. Okay. As a person who has studied and been involved in many different vampire philosophies, I find myself resonating with the Strigo more than any because of their ability to evolve. Vampires, sanguine, Namicon gives a fresh new voice to one of the oldest vampire pantheons out there and brings the tradition forth by cutting out the fluff and giving a more forensic view of vampirism. It is self-empowering and self-initiating without the need for a media guru. Kudos to Father Sebastian for giving us something truly original to sink our teeth into. And that is from someone from Anne Rice's fan club. You know what I mean? Um, to the uninitiated, the practice of vampirism may seem a hidden practice which is bent on antisocial behavior and self-destructive tendencies. What Vampire Sanguinomicon has made it clear is that the vampirism is a practice which is defined by self-preservation, enlightenment, and social interaction with those of the blood who seek both spiritual and material excellence. Father Sebastian has gathered a striking collection of vampiric perspective that will define the foundational consideration of vampirism as a living and breathing tradition. Vampire Sanguinomicon is a suitable tome for all who seek to study or discover their potential as individuals. This from Michael Ford. You know, I've suggested him on numerous occasions. His books are just excellent as far as history is concerned. He gets into just history. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about other lands history. See what I mean? I did. You catch the point? Okay. What's up, Zoboy? In this motherfucker, I was reading a little bit of that Great Old One books you gave out last time. Is there a book on the origins of where the Great Old Ones came from? Oh, I would suggest looking at. I would say Michael Ford, since we're talking about him. Let me see if I can point you in the right direction as far as that's concerned. You can look at any of the Cthulhu mythos, and you'll find books on the great old ones. Now, um, you would hear Bobby Hemmett say that we are the great old ones. As a matter of fact, he did a lecture called The Great Old Ones. The Return of the Great Old Ones is what it's called. I actually have this lecture on my iPod. What's up, Tosh? I didn't see you sneak in there. What's up? Peace. Chikezi, peace. Hip Hop Elevation. Sasha Fox, what's up? Damn, I ain't seen y'all in a minute. And peace to the homie Katrina. What's up? Where was I? Oh yeah. Michael Ford. Michael Ford. I have most of his books. Like I said, I am no longer in that tradition of the Luciferian tradition, but I do recommend his books. All of his books are just outstanding. You know what I'm saying? The Beholders of the Night, The Gates of Dozak, which is the Book of the Worm. I showed y'all the Vampire Gate. Then you got Luciferian Sorcery and Set Typhon. See, he goes back. You know what I'm saying? Casting the Circle. The Book of Cain. This is the book that I told y'all that I was angry after I did one of the rituals in it. I was just pissed off about everything. And I was like, I ain't doing that shit no more. Anyway, the Book of the Witch Moon is one of the books that I had on a flash drive, and I went and printed it out at Office Max. Scales of the Black Serpent. Necronomicon, Necromenon, Egyptian Satanic. Damn. The Bible, the Adversary is one of my first to read of his. I think that's a must-have if you're in his particular order. Let's see. I know I got more, but they're probably in another folder and they're probably separated. I think this is his too. Satanic Magic right there. I give that out in my Black Magic class. Is the Shades of a Ghoul? Yeah, that's Michael Ford too. Yeah, Shades of a Ghoul. Okay. All right. So yeah, I would suggest whoever. I don't forgot who asked the question. Who asked that? Was it Legacy Sigma? You asked that, right? Yeah. I would suggest Michael Ford books. If you're talking about the old ones, he not just give you rituals, and like I said, I'm no longer part of that order, but he gives you historical perspectives, you know, Babylonian, Persian, you see what I mean? All those Eastern lands over there. Facts. I've been hearing we are the ancestors. Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said before, listen to Bobby. You know what I mean? Wake up and listen to some Bob. Bobby's inspiring. He is. He did his 25-year time here and gave out some dynamite lectures. And it's up to you to go and evolve and do the work. You know what I mean? What's up, Rayshawn Justice? Let's see you sneak in here. Damon, what's up? Peace to the gods and goddesses. Peace to the family. Happy Tuesday. Happy Mars Day. I'm going to watch that Bobby Hemmett Great Old Ones video. I got it on my save list. Serious Times Media. Sorry. If you can't find it, Serious Times Media should have it. Like I said, I have it saved. I have it saved on my iPod. That's right. I still own an iPod. I sure do. I'm not getting rid of 8,000 songs. I'm just not doing it. So I have Ankuru Vampire Magic by Michael Ford and also Dragon of the Twin Flame. His books are definitely official. I'm going to get my school whole. All right. So I'm going to do this for you. If you email me, I'll send you that. Masculine Hul, I believe, is Sumerian magic. You know what I mean? And, you know, not to sound like a broken record, but all those old lands of melanated people, the indigenous people, you know, so technically all this shit is ours. All of it. You know what I mean? All of it. Okay? All of it. The only thing that I will ever give credit to a Caucasian man for inventing, as far as traditions go, is that would be Wicca. Call me racist or whatever. You be burning ancestor money? If so, how much of a difference did it make in your life? That's a good question. It made absolutely no difference in my life. I'm not even being funny. The purpose of burning ancestor money is to pay your ancestors' debts, the ones that's no longer here. That is the purpose of it. It is to provide for your ancestors on the other side. You know what I mean? It is also a way to get your ancestors close to you, right? I was doing this right around the time I was learning voodoo magic. You know what I mean? And so um that plus doing ancestral rituals allowed me to get close. They gave me guidance. You know what I'm saying? It was guidance that was given to me. That's a good question, though. It really is. What's up, Caribbean Grimoire? Peace, APTV. I remember that logo. Shouts out to you, sir. Okay. Here's another one. Peace, brother Konami. You made it. What's up? Here's another one from Michael Ford. It's called Yatuk Denoe. This is some fascinating shit, to be quite honest. Like I said, if you get into Michael Ford books, he goes really deep in history. All right. The Yatuk Denoe and the parts contained therein, be it hermetic or occultism, or the sorcery of Avriman, is a grimoire of magical art specifically written for those who may dare to invoke the current of the Luciferian path. The daemons of this grimoire, ancient Persian in nature, are perhaps some of the oldest prototypes for what we now consider as demons. Such spirits as with one such as the Goetia or Labmageddon have both benefits and drawbacks from meddling with the beings contained herein. I have brought forth these spirits again and again to understand their functions, often in the solitary chamber, black mirror in hand. The results have proved effective and sometimes unnerving. Often, the artist who illustrated this tome, Elda Isela Ford, my partner, has been in the chamber with me during the operation, gaining the vision in the astral plane of such spirits. The illustrations in this grimoire are the direct result of the vision in the spirit plane. This grimoire was written with a left-hand path approach, thus it is objective towards the results and purpose. Considering our developing tradition of sabbatic witchcraft may prove a bit too challenging for most, we still intend to manifest the gnosis to the willing. This book is a mirror, the forces outside and within. It should be approached with ease, but once an understanding is then had, dive into the darkness and manifest your deep desires. I take no responsibility for the rituals contained herein, as neither the publisher. And he goes into Ahriman. Y'all probably never heard of this god. You know what I mean? He gives, there's rituals like the evocation of Ahriman. It's right there. You know what I mean? It's some dark shit here. It is. And he gives warnings too. That's the one I just read to you. I just saw it. What happened to it? Huh. Anyway, yeah. See, these are barbarous words. These are called barbarous words. Sometimes they look like they're just blabbering words, but they're not. Sometimes they are names of ancient gods. You know what I mean? But you're not just saying nothing here. Look at these words here. See what I'm saying? These words right here you will find in Jewish mysticism right here. Sabaoth and Iao. You know what I mean? But you call on Lucifer and some other demons here. So let me stop and say this. I too, because I know a lot of people screenshot the stuff that I show. I too bear no responsibility for anybody who does anything on any of these lives none of the rituals, none of the spells that I give out. They are for entertainment and um, just informational purposes. I bear absolutely no responsibility for anything that happens to someone, especially that is of an unstable mind. Okay. All right. So continue. Um, Peace, been in here for 2 minutes. Ancestor money helps resolve karmic debt, from what I was told. That is another use for it. What's up, brother Moore? Let's see. Can you burn it for yourself though? That's not the point. I don't think. Not from what I've researched. That's not the point. But what you can try to do, some people do like to write like little sigils or intentions, statements of intent on the ancestor money and burn it. That may help, but to help yourself financially, not really. It's really for ancestors. It's really ancestral. It's a Taoist practice. Okay. But like I said, try it and see. Hail to the demons of the Persian Empire. Right. Thoughts on relationships with someone stuck in religion. Can they be turned to the dark side or leave them alone? And have you been in a relationship with someone that was religious? Ooh. Stuck in religion? Look, man, let me tell you like this. It is hard to deprogram yourself. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to deprogram somebody else, I'm gonna be honest. That is an exercise in futility because people are stuck in their ways. And you got to think we have been brainwashed and programmed from birth with the Christian shit. You know what I mean? So it's hard. It's really, really hard. You know, have I been in a relationship with someone who was religious? Yes. Back when I was single, I got involved with a couple Christian women, and then it never ended well, ever. Because that's a good example, actually, because the Christian church has people believing, for one, that if someone is not of the faith, then you shouldn't mess with them, period. You shouldn't involve yourself. I think that is fucking irresponsible for them to teach that, but the people think that. You know what I mean? Because if you're not Christianized or believe in Christ, they got you thinking you are something other than what you are. You're secular, or you know what I'm saying? You're not good enough for them. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to get on this path and then you involved with somebody that's religious, good luck to you. Let me know how that works out. What's up, Ultra Instinct? I think the Unisa Vijaya prayer is good for karmic debt too. Yes. Let's see. What else I got? Oh, while we okay. I want to play this clip for y'all too of Azazel. This is from that same video called Vampire Magic.
Wine like they do in church, symbolically representing the vampire. Or the Holy Grail, the vagina, which is sucking the fluids out of the vagina, the black hole, which is the vagina is the God that you should worship in religious sex. You see, this is the God you need to put your Vesica Pisces together, like they do the Lord's Prayer. They put their hands together like this, the Vesica Pisces. And you need to go down between her legs and say your prayers, you see, at the altar. And this is the reason why the black woman was the altar, you see. She represents the disembodied spirits. Why? Because, and I'm going to get to what I want to talk about something else also dealing with vampirism, but she represents disembodied spirits because in the occult sciences and mythology and in metaphysics, the people who die, who don't move to different realms, who wait for reincarnation, they move into the body or the womb or the vagina of the female and wait there to copulate or to have sex with her and ejaculate into the womb, and those spirits move toward that particular sperm that's going into the egg, you see, into the fetus. Those spirits wait for a fertilized egg to go into that egg, you see. So the body of the woman was actually called the house of death, because this is where all the disembodied spirits went for a fertilized egg, you see. And they would go into these. I'm not talking about astral zombies. That's something else. That's another dealing with something else. I'm talking about spirits who reincarnate, true spirits, you see. And when you have sex with a woman, those spirits become excited because one of them is going to come into the physical realm again to continue their class. And you're able to tap into that energy that they are emitting at that particular. And this is what is called sex magic. This is what is called sex magic. But by you holding back without coming, when you don't ejaculate, those spirits continue to wait there for the time that you do, or when she gets impregnated. And you're able to use that magic to do what thy will. Now, there's some information that says that we should focus on our enemies when you're having sex. About to euphoria. But I say to you that you should never, ever think of your enemy while you're having sex with a black woman. You see, never do that. Those spirits automatically know what you want and what she wants and what needs to be done. You see, automatically. You should focus on that black woman, pleasing her, releasing all that emotional energy within her, you see.
Interesting, huh? Did you hear about the new narrative that the Christian God is in fact the devil? Oh, I heard about that a long time ago. Again, Bobby Hemmett, what if the God you serve is the devil? That's an excellent lecture by Bobby. Serious Times might have that. What if the God you serve is the devil? I think is the title of it. Ah, yes. What if the God you serve is the devil? You know what I mean? There are streams of thought that say that, the Christian God is actually Yaldabaoth, the Gnostic God. It's so many different theories when it comes to that. Discernment, though, is what I say. When working with what? And sometimes think of that scripture, be not unequally yoked with non-believers. Stick with like-minded people, Azel Bey, who I just showed, said the people who think like you are your tribe. You know what I mean? The people who, if anything, this past 5 years should show you who your tribe is. You know what I mean? But as far as trying to learn magic or being in this occult path and being with someone religious, I don't think that mixes, unless both of y'all are just open-minded. You got to understand that there's a church in every black neighborhood on every corner, and they teaching pretty much the same shit. You know what I mean? They're very programmed, very. You know what I mean? So it takes years to deprogram yourself from all that learning you did. I just learned it for the first time last night. This is a sign for me to learn it. Okay. Have you chanted the Anna? No, I don't even know what that is, to be quite honest. You're going to have to put me up on game on whatever that is. Anna Becoach? I've never heard of that. Yeah, he passed I think it's 4 years now. He passed away 4 years, like a couple days before my birthday, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I guess y'all. Yep. It was a recent clip of that going around too. So it must be something to it. This is Bobby's. Yeah, it's in parts on. Damn, it's on parts. It's in parts on YouTube. I have the whole thing somewhere. This is in 96. You know what I mean? It's an excellent lecture. If you can find it, the whole thing, I would suggest looking at it. I'm going to play a clip of it right now. What if the God you serve is the devil? This is old, y'all. This is real old.
Mystery system. But the mystery systems are now closed down. And now your initiation that you become God is in your struggle. So for the mere fact that you are catching hell and going through this struggle, it's a form of initiation. But you must understand that what I'm saying to you is that the ones that the whole world is looking towards at this particular time, first of all, they're looking for the black people on the earth, the last realm of the spear of the Kabbalah. Let me put this up. For those people know we go for the long haul. For the ones that have to leave, we give you knowledge, you get full up, and you know you leave. And if you miss, you always can come back and get the tape. For the ones that want to stay, we just, you know, people know who's been to the lectures and all. We don't let out early and all, you know, and stuff. But the point is what I'm trying to make here is the realm. You got to understand the concept of the God that you are searching for is yourself. And the God that everybody is dependent on at this particular time is a few people in Atlanta, which is you, a few people in New York, a few people in Philadelphia, a few people in Chicago, a few people in all the major cities, which is less than 1%, and a few people scattered out in the rural areas. And those are the light bringers that you're talking about, the great old ones. So you have to understand this concept. The other concept you got to understand, a God, whatever you do as a God, there is no chastisement for it.
Listen.
I'll explain to you. You got to stop thinking like a human and start thinking like a God. You see which one to cry on? Stop thinking like a human. You got to start thinking as a God. G-O-D, generator, operator, and destroyer. Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? John chapter 10, verse 34, 35. You know the whole deal. You have to start thinking this way because, okay, here it is. You have to start thinking this way because.
All right. So anyway, that lecture is 5 hours long, if I'm not mistaken. And Bobby goes in, gives plenty of references, gives plenty of books. You know what I mean? The Christian people, I'm gonna speak specifically on them. They have a problem actually with that kind of a mindset. They actually still think there's somebody in the sky who is looking at them and judging them and controlling every bit of their lives. They have a problem, you know, considering themselves as gods. You know what I mean? So like I said, you going into the occult path and then getting involved with somebody who's religious, honestly, unless y'all both like just open, I don't see that working. But what do I know? Maroon Beauty, what's up? How are you doing? First time hearing about this or that Bobby did a lecture? Okay, yeah. I think I have the entire lecture somewhere, but as I was just showing, it's in parts on YouTube. You know, Serious Times Media. I don't know why they do that. I think they do that so that people can come to their Patreon or whatever, or come to their site and get the full lecture. I think that's why they do it. I'm not sure though. But that is a great, great lecture. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's up, Gotti? Oh, it's a Hebrew prayer. Okay. I told you I don't know everything. Bekoa. Bekoa. Ana Bekoa. Okay. I've been getting into gate walking with the shrooms, man. It's lit. Been learning how to navigate these realms. So somebody's gate walking you, Gotti? Somebody's taking you through it? I got the church come after me. Been putting them spiritual works at the crossroads nearby. Damn, you fighting the church, huh? That's funny. Hey, make it do what it do. I just been listening to the miracle one lately since getting the deep web webinar lecture. Okay. Gotcha. There's another book that I think y'all should have if you are practicing. Like if you are trying to learn the ATRs, Urban Voodoo is a favorite of mine. I go to that one a lot. It is by S. Jason Black and Christopher Hyatt. It looks like this. Okay. Urban Voodoo. That is what it looks like. Okay. S. Jason Black, Christopher Hyatt. All right. And as you can see, there is a Veve on the front, or a Firma. No, this is a Veve. Okay. All right. Initiation. Oh, Hoodoo War. Initiation, White Zombie. The guys are angry. Tell my horse. Go back to Missouri. Anyway, it's a good initiation and self-initiation spells. Hoodoo War is the is the introduction, right? Since the Christian right has declared war, this book is intended, in part at least, as a tool of guerrilla warfare. This book will not tell you that lust is unspiritual or that a money spell is low magic, nor will we tell you that curses are forbidden and will rebound on the sender. All of this is rubbish promoted by failures who use the trappings of spirituality as a sop for their own inferiority, thus to them, lack of success. And the dizzying reversal becomes proof of spiritual advancement. The voodoo guys are in the world, and to them, the world is good, and so are the desires the world produces. Many of the books I read on voodoo have, in a well-meaning but pompous fashion, insisted that these practices should not be undertaken without initiation. We flatly deny this. This book is written from the point of view not of a Hogan, the community priest, but of the Bokor, the sorcerer. It is for the outsider raised in another tradition who may never see a Santeria priest in his life. It is for the lone practitioner or the small group. It is for guerrilla spiritual warfare against fastest religions that want you under their heels, but especially it's for getting things done. We want to bring real magic, the genuine experience of the psychic and the supernatural, to the aspirant in the modern world. Here, there's no need to dress in costumes from the covers of fantasy novels or to try to worship deities fabricated by a potty old Englishman after World War II. If you call according to the formula handed down from antiquity, I can assure you from my own experience, when something answers you, you will not be able to write it off as creative imagination or the experience of an archetype. The magic works and blends as nicely now in the information age as it did in the time of the schooner, maybe better. And in the back of this book is where you will find some sigils, some veves, like, look at that. Ishu Ray is how you pronounce this. Okay. This is from this is not Palo, but this is Kimbanda. And here's Pambajira. Okay. And he goes into a couple of these. Ishu de Capa Preta. You know what I mean? Then he goes into some of the Santeria gods, Chango, Yemaya, Ochosi, the hunter. You know what I mean? So urban voodoo. Okay. Even some Rastas are heavily indoctrinated. Oh, absolutely. To serve a God outside of self is to serve a God lesser than self. Indeed. Yes, indeed. Do you believe there is spiritual evaluation or evolution? You know about Dr. Malachi Z. York and his teachings? Of course I do. Yes, I do. Okay. Remember when I said you should follow all these philosophies? I meant it. You know what I mean? It can only help you to come from different points of views. Malachi Z. York, the 5% Nation, Clarence 13X. You know what I'm saying? You can add all of these philosophies to these spiritual practices. As a matter of fact, you should. And martial arts philosophies as well. You know what I mean? Remember the story of Ip Man? Ip Man beat a guy with a sword with a feather duster. And he told him afterwards that the problem isn't, your style. It wasn't the style. He said it's you. You know what I mean? Philosophy, philosophy, philosophy. Do you believe there's spiritual evaluation for people like those gangs that got into Islam in Chicago? Spiritual? You're gonna have to elaborate on that one because I'm not following you on that question. Legacy Sigma. They removed all the parts except the part ones to all of Bobby's lectures. Everything else is on. Oh, so that's why they did it. Okay. Like I said, I think that was one of the first ones I might have watched. And that I have it somewhere. Somewhere. I took some notes from Dark Lord previous videos of entering his hidden worlds. I have guides walk with me, but no direct teacher. You will need a direct teacher though. If you're talking about gatewalking and Necronomicon, it's not something that it's a lineage. It's passed down. Look at the three lives that me, Dark Lord, and Warlock Asylum did. We explain all of that on those videos. You know what I mean? It's not something that you can go in and get. It's just not. It's that coded. You know what I'm saying? Not to put you down or anything like that, but you have to have a direct teacher to gatewalk. JJ and Bobby Hemmett channels post the long Bobby lectures. Who's JJ? Shout out to the person here who mentioned the Deep Web webinar and Brother Konami for helping me to try and find it. By the way, I wouldn't have even known about it. Okay. I just sort of found myself entering these hidden worlds through mapping out my quest, so to speak. But okay, but it is actually that I'm trying to say this carefully. It's not something it's not something you stumble upon. You know what I mean? It's not that kind of initiation. You have take my words with a grain of salt, though. But I promise you, unless you actually are guided through it, you're kind of guessing at it. You know what I mean? We did like I said, we did 3 lives on the Gatewalkers dialogue. I'm glad you said this. I really am. Because maybe we can go let's see. I think this is the one right here. Yeah. If you listen right here, Gotti, if you listen right here to what is said, it may give you some insight. You know what I mean? Right here.
Not dead, but dreaming. I'm sorry. I said it wrong. Not dead, but dreaming. Yeah. Okay. All right. I got another question in the chat. Queen of Hearts is asking, can you be initiated and not be consciously aware?
Right here.
No. That's not going to happen. A lot of times, I'll give you an example. You can do something, and somebody says, oh yeah, I had the experience. Like we could be talking about something. Oh yeah, I had the experience, because they're thinking, of trying to assimilate what we're saying. But there are people who are born with gifts. I think we discussed that even in our own work. But to be initiated into something and not be aware of it, that's like a person getting their high school diploma and is not aware of it. So it's sort of like that sort of thing. A person can have knowledge of reading, writing, the alphabet. But even in those situations, it's not getting a diploma. It's just being aware of those things. So initiation is a willful art. It's like being born. You're conscious. It all deals with consciousness. So I know the brothers have their own experiences with initiation, but our experiences are all the same. It's not like a phantom zone where things are not defined. They're very well defined. I can ask Terrain, what was his experience in the Ishtar gate, which is a gate of initiation that we go through amongst the other 7. The same thing with Brother Magick LaCroix. And they would tell me the same exact experience, because it's real. It's like if you go traveling somewhere, you say, hey, have you been to the Swiss Alps? And, Pierre was working on he was working on the lift and everything like that. And they say, yeah, I met the dude, that sort of thing. That's how it is. It's not something that's like a phantom where you just stumble into something and, oh, yeah, I think I have that. Initiation is extremely real. Here's some of the qualities, and I'll let the brothers expand on a little bit more. But when the moon turns full, we get completely lucid. When planets go retrograde, we get warnings ahead of time. Planets may communicate with us through appearing with someone who's ruled by that same planet. It's not something that is like stumbled upon. You're actually going into an astral lodge. If you go into your Urilatex, you may get a dream that you disfellowship. If you come back in the right of the elder ones, you may have a dream that you're reinstated. So it's not anything that it happens unconsciously.
And so hopefully, Gotti, that answers your question. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it's a conscious initiation. You know what I'm saying? You're guided through it. There's steps to take, and there's tools you need, you know what I mean? And there's processes to follow, so it's not, you're not going to pick the book up and say, oh yeah, I was gate walking. It doesn't, sorry, but it doesn't happen that way. It really doesn't. I'm not trying to even be funny. I'm trying to enlighten you here. That's why I asked, as soon as you said I've been gate walking, I'm like, okay, who's helping you gate walk? That's why I said it that way. I mean, it's not, I'm not sure how else to explain it, but like I said, we did 2 other lives on this to explain this, you know what I mean? And we actually were in the process of, opening like a school to help people gate walk, but it's not something like, oh, my guides are taking me. No, it doesn't happen. Sorry, it does not happen that way. That's evolution. Okay, so let's go back to your question. Your question was this, right? Do you believe there's spiritual evolution for people like those gangs that got into Islam in Chicago? Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're supposed to, are you saying, I think the question you're really asking is like, is there a change? Am I getting this right? Those people who evolved from gangs to Islam, is that a spiritual change? Absolutely. Absolutely. Otherwise, if there was no spiritual evolution, they would stay in the gangs and say fuck Islam. I think I answered your question. If I'm not, I will continue to try to answer your question. It's like the mushrooms introduced me to gate walking through this recent journey. What book is that? Book is Urban Voodoo. I love it, man. He be in the realm. And all gangs are lost tribes. Man, y'all boys need to link up again. Those lives are legendary. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've talked about it, but like I said before, the three of us are just got busy lives, and it's just hard for us to come together. But we've done 3 of those. And unfortunately, those were 3 years ago. Yeah. Now that I look at it, that was 3 years ago. You know. And let me say this too. As live, as legendary as those lives were, very few people were interested in as far as gatewalk. It's a process, it's a 7-month thing. You know what I mean? And it's hard. Like I said before on one of my last lives, that's one of the hardest things I ever done is gatewalk. That's one of the hardest things I've ever done as far as a spiritual initiation. Yes, all of his Necronomicon videos are fire. Yes, check out Warlock Asylum's lives on YouTube. I watched some, but not ready for that science just yet. Exactly. Enlighten me then, because through my study and research afterwards sort of said what you said. I think I might have answered that question already. Okay, there you go. All right, so it looks like terrain is here right now. I'm familiar with the 7 gates. I won't say I gate walk, but the mushroom introduced me into gate walking, or rather the idea to open up this world. Okay. What's up to Occult College? I agree that book. It says something similar. Gatewalker. There's the gate. One of the gatewalkers right there. In Occult College. Maybe I'm using the wrong term. It's no pressure. No. When you say gate walking, that's like I said, that's an initiation and it's a process. And it's not like Warlock explained, it's not something you stumble into, or someone really has to be there to guide you through it. You know what I mean? I gatewalked somebody and it was like I had no idea, and then they went back to 7-day Adventist. It was too much for them. You know what I mean? It is a lot, but it's a conscious thing, like he said on the video or the live, I should say. What I did was went into the hidden worlds through the maps via mushroom. Oh, okay. What kind of mushrooms are we talking about? Are we talking about like psilocybin mushrooms, or are we talking about Amanita muscaria? There's different mushrooms, for different purposes. Me personally, I use the Amanita, but I know a lot of people go with the psilocybin. We going to link again soon? Yes, absolutely. And through that experience, I was psychically introduced to gate walking. Okay. Is gate walking and the clip off the same? It is not. It is absolutely different. You know what I'm saying? It is absolutely different. Clip off is more of the shadow side of the Kabbalah. Okay. That's the tree of death. All right. That is some heavy duty, intense energy. The jinn who reside in those realms are strong. They can get the job done for whatever is we talking about. You will need to be careful and spiritually strong to fuck with them. You know what I mean? Gate walking is something totally different. Okay. Again, all you have to do is go to my page or to my YouTube, do a search, and just put gatewalkers in there. There's 3 that we did. All right, 3. And as a matter of fact, let me show you the process. All you had to do, go here. Here is my channel, right? All you had to do is go to this little thing right here, put in gatewalkers. And the 3 that we did, me, Terrain, and Warlock, are right here. They're right in succession. Okay, the first one is here. The second one is here. The third one is here. The Al Azif discussion. Okay. And then me and Terrain did a different one. Gatewalking and Economicon. And that was 6 months ago. That was just last year. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just a simple search. And I think all your questions, Gotti, will be answered. You know, if you look at those videos. Tips on be aware you are in a dream while dreaming. You're supposed to look at your hands. If you can see your hands, you supposedly turn lucid at that point. Me personally, when I am trying to go lucid, I will say to myself, I repeat it, I am on the astral plane. You know what I mean? I will do this in the daytime, and you know, while I'm awake, walking around, I am on the astral plane. Just practicing with your brain so that when the time comes, you can say it, and immediately the world is your oyster. Well, the astral world is your oyster. You know what I mean? Peace, then done. Psychedelic. Okay. The Dark Lord needs to do Goetia lessons. Okay. Okay. All right. 555. Golden teachers. Hit up the occult college for them blue EVs. Ah, okay. Dark on entering the hidden worlds of one state or city via sketching and mushrooms. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, he has some all three of us. I can say you're going to get information you're not going to get anywhere else. You know, and I say that humbly. You know, I think I had another book. Nope, that was it. That was it for today. I was trying to continue in that vampirism. You know what I mean? Peace D. Favorite comedian? I don't have one. And especially not now. All the comedians out now are corny to me. They unfunny. Kevin Hart is one of the unfunniest motherfuckers I've ever seen. What's her face? What's that woman's name? Black woman. Damn, what's her name? Tiffany Haddish, unfunny. There really are no funny. There's nobody. You know, I would go back to Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Red Fox. I go back to the old school. Bernie Mac was just naturally funny. Cedric was okay at his, you know, when he first came out. Chris Tucker, when he was on Def Poetry Jam or Def Comedy Jam, I'm sorry, he was funny back then. You know what I mean? But there's really no. I grow my own mushrooms, Louis Vuitton. I haven't had it, but it's not about names, about genetics. Okay. None from back in the day. Then there's no. I don't have a favorite comedian. Then Cat's funny. Yeah, Cat's funny. All right, I would go with Cat. Cat's funny. You know, I'm not paying to see nobody though. You know, Mike's Epps, he's all right. You know, Tony Baker, never heard of him. Dark Lord teaches them extraterrestrial magic. Okay. Yeah, I remember in Living Color, of course. I still watch the clips. I still like the clips that's on Facebook, the reels and the short clips, you know. Chris Rock was funny. I think his first comedy special, he was funny then. You know. Sinbad. All right, with that, I'm gonna end this. All right. We ran out of time, y'all. But I appreciate y'all joining me. You know, one thing I want to close out on today is that I can give you, and I've been doing it for 10 years now. I can give you Ralphie May. Did I say Ralphie May? Ralphie May. He's all right. He died, didn't he? Ralphie made. All right. So anyway, I can give out. I've done this too. I've given out spells. I've given out books. I've given out mantras. I've given out a whole lot of magical tools on this channel, which was the whole purpose, right? But you're the ones who are going to have. I can give you a spell right now, and you're going to still have to try and make it work. You're going to have to try and make it practical. Okay. So, in other words, you got to do the work. No matter what I sit up here and say, you know what I mean? If you are about that magical life, you can make, eventually you can make any spell work, any ritual work. You know what I'm saying? Me just giving you a spell is just that. It's just me giving you a spell. See what I'm saying? You still got to make it work. You got to make a simple spell work. Okay. There are spells by the dozens on Google that you can just Google, So y'all think there's real power behind these simple ass spells? You know what I mean? You still gotta make it work though. You gotta put in the effort. Okay. And that means putting in the effort to learn how it should work. See what I'm saying? All right. So I'm the one and only Magick LaQuan. I'll see y'all Thursday. Y'all take care. All right. Be safe. Remember, everything that you see is a fucking show. It is politics and TV, social media. All of this, it is designed to take you out your square and to make you just be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I'll see y'all next time. As I greet you in peace as always, people. Namaste. Peace, y'all. You have a good rest of your good rest of your day as well, Faith. Earthquake. Peace, y'all. I see y'all. I'm out.